Hey guys, Pedro here to talk about Pop Evil's brand new album, Pop Evil. The album came out February 16th. This is a rock band from Michigan, but they're able to blend other styles of music into their albums and into their own music, and they bring in some metalcore, some hard rock, some grunge, some alternative, and they're able to mix all of these different genres to create different songs within one album. And it's very unique in that way. I really like this band. I've been listening to this band for a while, and I really wanted to do what they were. I wanted to see what they were going to do as a follow-up to the album Up, which is an album that I really enjoyed. So I was excited to see what they were going to do, and I wasn't disappointed in this album. I really enjoyed this album. The album has 11 songs, is about 45 minutes in length. And while the album starts with probably some of the heavier songs, some of the more aggressive songs, if you will, the more faster tempo songs, the album really plays out really well throughout, because it's almost like the album starts with a lot of aggression, a lot of anger, a lot of violence in the lyrics, if you will, and it becomes more mellowed out as it goes down the line. So as you go from song 1 to song 11, you find the aggression being turned down to a more mellowed out. So it's kind of cool that way, that it doesn't go into vibes in terms of one song heavy, one song slower, one song heavy, one song slower. It doesn't do that. It doesn't break down and putting all the heavy songs first and then all the mellow out songs. It kind of gradually goes down the line. I kind of dig it, especially the way they finish the album. They finish the album with a song where the chorus tells you to play it back again. I thought that was pure genius, because when you pop this album in, you start to get angry and mad, and because the songs are really a lot faster tempo at the beginning. Then you start to mellow out as the album progresses, and then when you get to the end, it's like, okay, it's over. But no, they tell you it's not over. Play it back again. Start from the beginning. I think that's a really cool way of finishing the album. It's almost forcing you to put the album in loop, which I think it's a really cool idea, and I really dig it. Now, another thing about this album is, I have to say that the lyrics of this album is one of the things that really captivated me to it. There's a lot of songs about political and social economic issues. For those of you that are not aware, Michigan has been an area been affected by economic and social issues. So these guys are really speaking from experience, from not only necessarily their own personal experience, but the experiences of those around them. And I think that really comes across in this album. They really put a lot of efforts in creating songs that really give you a little bit of a look into what their lives are and the lives of the ones around them. Not all of them are negative. Some of them are introspective, where it makes you think about yourself and about the things that you're doing yourself, and how maybe you can be part of the change process. So I really like what they did with the album as far as the lyrics are concerned. While the constant motif of the lyrics is there, from song to song, the message is different. So it's not like it's overbearing, like you're listening to somebody tell you that, you know, this guy is bad, that guy is good, or whatever. No, like there is a motif to the lyrics, to the overall lyrics of the album, but each song has its own unique message and delivered in its very unique way. Another thing that I really liked about the album was that they really matched the tempos of the songs to the lyrics of the songs. So songs that call to be more aggressive, songs that call for more anger, more frustrations, those are much faster tempo songs. Songs that are more introverted, if you will, that make you more reflect on your life or reflect on human life in general, those songs are a lot slower tempo songs, even though some of them still have some quicker riffs around the choruses. But in general, they're much more mellowed out songs. And I really like that, because I think that the vibe of the song really has to match the lyrics, or the lyrics have to match the vibe of the song. Otherwise, it seems like the two things don't go together. So I really like the way they did that. And some of these songs, some of these faster tempo songs, they almost sound like Rage Against the Machine songs, which is, to me, was almost like, it felt like a throwback, because you know, like there's not many bands that are able to incorporate a very strong political message, super cool guitar riffs, super heavy riffs, fast tempos, and then great vocals to go with it. It's really hard to combine these aspects in making good quality songs without sounding like you're being overbearing and you're a crying baby. And these guys really did an amazing job in this album, delivering that kind of music. Now, My favorite songs in this album are Walking Lions, which is the first single that came out from the band. It's the first song on the album. So I like the fact that they put this as the first single and then the first song on the album, because for somebody who's coming into the album, they obviously already know this song, and it eases them into what's going to be the rest of the album. I really like this song. It has some cool guitar riffs, almost a metalcore sound to it. Very different than what you're going to get later on down the line with this album, but this is one of my favorite songs. I really like this song. Another one is Colors Bleed. This one kind of reminded me of Prophets of Rage / Rage Against the Machine. Very, very high tempo, high octane song with a very strong political and social message, which is a reflection of the society that not only they live in, the people around that they care for live in, and that we all live in, because we live in a global world where we can't just take ourselves apart from what's happening somewhere else, because what happens in Michigan affects what happens to me here in Toronto, and what happens to me in Toronto affects what happens to somebody else, let's say in London. So we're all interconnected in the world that we live in today, and this song really delivers that message with a punch. I really enjoyed this song. It's probably my second favorite song of the album, overall of the album. Then my favorite song of the album is Art of War, and this song sounds exactly, not exactly, but sounds a lot like Rage Against the Machine, Sleep Now in the Fire. I was listening to this song, and a lot of the guitars, not the lyrics, but a lot of the guitars had that same kind of sound to it, that same vibe. So those two songs to me are extremely similar to each other. The lyrics obviously are different in terms of what the content of the lyrics are, but the message of the lyrics is very similar. Another song that's very politically driven, that gives you a look at the society that we live in today, more so specifically in the US. But it reminded me so much of that song from Rage Against the Machine, Sleep Now in the Fire, because both songs are very politically driven, both songs are very fast tempo, but then with really cool slow down breakdowns that really slows down the certain parts of the song, especially around the chorus, and then kicks in again to high gear. So the two songs are very similar. A lot of the guitars sounded very similar, and I really enjoyed this song. Not because it sounded like Rage Against the Machine, but just because it was refreshing to see a band putting together that kind of music, which it's not very common these days. Some bands, I think, shy away from saying what they feel and how they feel. Maybe they're afraid of that being reflected in album sales or their songs not being played on the radio. But to me, I found their approach in this album really refreshing. In this song, it was one of those that was more balls to the wall, and it was one of those that really kicked in the high aggression, high tempos, high guitar tempos, fast tempos, and really the lyrics, the message in the lyrics, the way the lyrics were delivered, and the way the music was in terms of being very fast tempo. All those three things together matched perfectly and delivered one kick-ass song. So overall, I really enjoyed the album. Like I said, I really liked that the album started out really strong, really heavy, if you will, and then it started to mellow out all the way through to the end. I like what they did at the end with the chorus, like I mentioned before. So overall, this is a really good follow-up from Up. I really enjoyed Up, so I'm really happy with this one, because this is a really nice follow-up from Up. And Pop Evil delivers a very good album in Pop Evil. So let me know in the comment section below if you've heard of this band, if you listen to this band, if you listen to this album. Let me know your thoughts on Pop Evil's new album, and I'll be looking towards seeing those comments and replying back, because it's important for me to find out what you guys are thinking, and are we thinking the same thing. So let me know in the comment section below. Take care, guys.